This week's Weekly Insight is all about coping through COVID this Xmas holiday. Christmas this year is going to be very, very different for many, many people, myself included. With not being able to see certain family members, friends, cost of buying presents because of financial limitations this year, it will no doubt bring about many levels of stress, anxiety and depression during the season holidays. Now, I would like to shed some light to help you cope through the stress and anxiety that you might have this Christmas 2020. Now, stress, anxiety and depression can ruin your holidays, and it can more fundamentally hurt your health. Now, being realistic, planning ahead and seeking support can help ward off the stress, anxiety and depression that you may have. The festive season often brings unwelcome guests like the stress, anxiety and depression, and it's no wonder the holiday often presents a dizzy array of demands: cooking meals, shopping, baking, cleaning, entertaining, and that is only naming just a few things. And to add to this, with the coronavirus, could be spreading, amongst your community, and you may be feeling that additional stress, and you may be worrying about your health and the one of your loved ones. You may also feel stressed and sad and anxious because your holiday plans may look different during the COVID-19 pandemic. But with some practical tips, you can minimize the stress and anxiety that accompanies the festive season this year. You may even end up enjoying the holidays more than you thought that you would. So I'm going to share some tips to prevent holiday stress, anxiety and depression. Now, when stress is at its peak, it's hard to stop and regroup. But try to prevent this in the first place, especially if the holidays have taken an emotional toll on you in the past, so you're aware of this. So acknowledge your feelings and try to understand the reasons behind that feeling, and then try to think about how you would like to feel instead, and really believe it and feel it. But take your time to immerse in this task, this exercise. Now, if someone close to you has recently passed away, or you can't be with the loved ones for other reasons, realize that it's normal to feel sadness and grief. It's okay to take time to cry or express your feelings. You can't force yourself to be happy just because it's the holiday seasons and you're expected to. But know that there are people who care, and they are there for you, so do not suffer in silence. Reaching out. If you feel lonely or isolated, seek out community, religious groups or social events or communities that are happening online. Many may have websites online, support groups and social media sites, or even virtual events. They can offer you support and companionship. So if you're feeling stressed during the holidays, it's also advisable to talk to a friend or a family member about your concerns. Please try reaching out with a text or a call or even a video chat. Now also, volunteering your time or doing something to help others also is a great way to lift up your spirits and broaden your friendships. For example, you may consider dropping off a meal or a dessert at a friend's home during the season, within restrictions and safety measures of the COVID rules, please. Only do this with precaution and not to put yourself or anyone else at risk. The other thing is to think about is being realistic. The holidays don't have to be perfect or just like the last year. As families change and grow and traditions and rituals often change as well. So be flexible. Choose a few to hold on to and be open to creating new traditions, new experiences. So, for example, if your adult children or other relatives can't come to your home, find new ways to celebrate together, such as sharing pictures, emails or videos. Be creative. or meet virtually on the video call. Even through the holiday plans may look different this year, you can find ways to celebrate. Now, this is important. Set aside differences. Life is far too short to hold on to grudges. Try to accept family members and friends as they are, even if they don't live up to all your expectations. Set aside grievances until a more appropriate time for them to be discussed. And be understanding if others get upset or distressed when something goes off track or away. Chances are they are feeling the effects of the holiday stress and anxiety and depression too. The other thing is this year is to stick to a budget. Before you do your gifts and food shopping, decide how much you can really afford to spend. Then stick to that budget. Don't try to buy happiness with an avalanche of gifts. Try these alternatives. For example, donate to a charity in someone's name. Give homemade gifts. Start a family gift exchange. Plan ahead. Set aside specific days for shopping, baking, connecting with friends, or other activities. Consider whether you can shop online for any of your items. So stick between your budget. Also, plan your menus and then make your shopping list. That will prevent last-minute scrambling to buy forgotten ingredients, getting stressed about it, and make sure to line up help for meal preps and cleanups. You don't have to do it alone. Also, learn to say no. Saying no when you should is a great feeling, and you don't want to feel overwhelmed or resentful. Friends and colleagues will understand if you can't participate in every project or activity. If it's not possible to say no, for example, when your boss asks you to work overtime, then try to remove something else from your schedule to make up the lost time. Don't abandon your healthy habits. Don't let the holidays become a free-for-all. Overindulgence only adds to stress and guilt. So try these suggestions. Have a healthy snack before holiday meals so that you don't go overboard on sweets, cheese or drinks. That's not to say you can't have them. So eat healthy meals. Get plenty of sleep if you can. Include your regular physical activity in daily routines. Try deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and avoid excessive tobacco, alcohol, or use of drugs. Be aware of how information culture can produce undue stress, and adjust the time that you spend reading the news on social media, because that can really impact your mental health and well-being. Take a breather, make some time for yourself, find an activity you enjoy, take a break by yourself, you'll need it. Just spending 15 minutes alone without distractions may refresh you enough to handle everything you need to do. So find something that reduces your stress and anxiety by clearing your mind, slowing your breathing, and restoring your inner calm. Now, some options may include going for a walk, stargazing, listening to soothing music, reading a book. Also, think about seeking professional help if you need it. Despite your best efforts, you may find yourself feeling persistently sad or anxious, plagued by the physical complaints, unable to sleep, irritability, and hopelessness, and unable to face routine chores. If these feelings last for a while, you must talk to your doctor or a mental health professional. Don't let it ponder. So take control of the holidays. Don't let the holidays become something that you dread. Instead, take steps to prevent the stress and depression and anxiety that can descend during these festive times. And learn to recognize your holiday triggers, such as financial pressures, personal demands, so that you can combat them before they lead to a complete meltdown. With a little bit of planning and some positive thinking, you can find peace and joy during these festive times. So finally, before I go, Breathe at all times to help maintain your self state, and most importantly, try to enjoy the holiday seasons and the time with your friends and family. And if you are struggling, please, please, please reach out. I would like to wish you all a wonderful festive season. Keep safe and well. I'm Zinat Narani, Wellbeing and Mental Health Coach and Therapist, founder of and owner of Vida de la Mariposa Coaching.